Hi guys, welcome back to Best Vicky Ever, and welcome if you're new here. And in today's video, what I'm gonna do is talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is watching shows, specifically Netflix shows. So I'm gonna recommend to you guys all the light-hearted shows that I watch on Netflix and I think are top tier. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I love watching shows. So I'm gonna give you my top 8 Netflix light-hearted show recommendations. Before I get into the video, make sure you add my socials that will put on the screen right now, and also make sure you have subscribed if you haven't subscribed already. And let's get into the video. So the first show I'm gonna talk about is my favorite show on Netflix. Actually, it's called The Good Place. So the show basically starts off with one of the main characters, Eleanor. She ends up dying and then she ends up going to the afterlife and she ends up in the good place. But the thing is about Eleanor is that the life she lived on Earth wasn't the best. So she basically wasn't supposed to be in the good place. So it's like very early on in the first episode you'll realize that she ends up in the good place but she's not supposed to be there, and it's just kind of like seeing her navigate through the good place and like things happening. You meet other characters, and there's one particular character, his name's Chidi, and the reason why I bring him up is because he's a great addition to the cast, just because he's like a philosophy guy. So in the show it's like it talks about like philosophical questions and dilemmas, even though I'm not like huge on like philosophy, but it's like interesting. So it like kind of makes you question certain things in the sense of the difference between good and bad, like how can you actually live a good life. Like these are the certain things they like bring up and it makes you think. But yeah, I really like The Good Place. I would give it, I'm gonna do ratings, so I just randomly thought of doing this. I'd give it like a good 8.5. It's up there. It is up there. It's like one of my favorite like light-hearted shows I've ever watched on Netflix. So yeah, definitely check that one out. The next show I'm going to talk about is Selling Sunsets. So this show, yeah, was the reality show fix I needed, because I used to watch like Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff, but then because they stopped filming I wasn't getting it. So when Selling Sunsets came, it was like the reality show fix that I needed. And it's like, it's really good. It's like a reality TV show. It's like trashy, but there's like a sprinkle of class. And I'm only saying that because they show like multi-million-dollar homes. They show like $10 million homes, $40 million homes. Like, they show like crazy houses, like houses that you didn't even think existed. Like they're showing you things that honestly I was like, you could do that. Like it's giving me ideas. So I did like it. And also that there's so much drama. It's pretty much about a group of like real estate agents, and they're mainly girls. There's only 2 guys and they're basically the bosses, and then there's like the realtors who work in the office. It's kind of like the drama between the girls. The first episode starts off with like a new girl coming, and like the office has like very high school Mean Girl vibes, and all this like drama high school vibes is brought by it's pretty much just one person, not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna give too much away, but all I gotta say is there's one particular person in the show who brings the Mean Girl vibes. But she's like a person that you love to hate. Like she's like someone that you need in a reality TV show. Very problematic, but you know, that's just stuff that you can't help but watch. I would rate Selling Sunsets a good 7 out of 10. I really did enjoy it. I feel like if you like reality TV shows, this one's going to be a great watch for you. The next show I'm going to talk about is Indian Matchmaker. So Indian Matchmaker is just wholesome content. Like it's just universal. Like anyone can watch it of any age, any race. Anyone can watch it. So it's pretty much about how culturally some Indian people choose to get married. So there's this like Indian matchmaker, and she kind of meets the people who want to be involved in this Indian matchmaking process, and once she meets each of her clients, she's able to like pair them together based on like their personality, and it's just like, it's great to watch because it makes me just think like this should actually be a thing. This will make life so much easier. But you know, I feel like this show would be great, but make it black. Like I would fully watch that. Like that would be amazing. But I really do like the Indian matchmaking process. I think it's great. I think you get to learn about other people's cultures, see different personalities as well, because there's like a whole bunch of different personalities. You also see like the parents and stuff like that, in terms of like the pressures they put on their kids and stuff like that. Like they're just different things, and like things not working out. It's just like, it's just wholesome content. Like it's just like, it's a cute watch, so I would definitely recommend that one. I would rate Indian Matchmaker a good 7.1. I think it was just wholesome content. It was very, very lighthearted. It was just something that you could watch, you could show to your friends, you could show to your family. It's just like universal. So yeah, I'd give it a good 7.1. So the next show I'm going to talk about is Good Girls, and I really, really did like this show. It was like one of my top shows on Netflix for a long time. It's just about a bunch of like women who are mothers, and they kind of live like simple lives, I would say, and then they kind of get mixed up into a life of like crime. So they start like money laundering for this guy, and it was just like seeing how they were able to like money launder for this guy. It was kind of like, if you've watched Ozark, it's kind of like that, but it's just a way more lighthearted. But yeah, it was just like, it's wholesome content, it's funny, it's got a black woman in it, so you know, of course I had to watch. So it was just, yeah, it was a good show. I would recommend that if like you just want something easy to watch. It's just interesting to see like the different things that you have to go through in order just to like launder this money. I don't want to give too much away, but I would rate this a good 7 out of 10, I would say. The next show I'm going to talk about is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I loved this show. Like, I binged this show, so I really liked it when I was watching it. It was like a very easy show. It's very funny. It's just about a bunch of like detectives and cops in a precinct, and then they get a new boss, and he's black, but he's like very hard to impress. He's very unemotional. It's just interesting to see how the dynamics play out when he does arrive, because like in the precinct there's a bunch of different like personalities. Like, one's a slacker but he's like really good at his job, one's like a kind of a nerd and she's really good at her job, one's like very like there's no crap, like you can't mess with her kind of thing. So it's like just seeing that play out. I would rate it a good 6.8. You also have like a Halloween episode every single season, and it's like the best episode. I'm not gonna give anything away, no spoilers, but it's like the funniest episode like in the seasons. But they do that every single season, and it's just so funny to just see it. But I'm not gonna give too much away, obviously, but so I would give it a good 6.8. The next show I'm gonna talk about is Dynasty. So Dynasty, this show, it's so unrealistic, but it's realistic at the same time. It's about a family called the Carringtons, and they're white rich family who have like an oil company. So that's the realistic part. You see how white privilege plays out, no offense, in that scene. Like, they have such a beautiful house and all that stuff, but then like there's so much drama. That's the part. It's just a bit like, okay, how can so much happen to this like one family? It's just so interesting because like a lot of the drama you literally don't see coming, and you do see like some familiar faces. So if you've watched Victorious, Jade from Victorious is on it. Also one of the actors in Devious Maids, he's on it as well. So that's one of the reasons why I watched it, because there's like people, I recognize some people. Also they have like this like brother and sister, and they're black, and they are like the epitome of black excellence. Like, just the way they dress, just the way they act, like I love it. They're the Colbys, and you'll see them very early on. I'll give it a good 6.5. I would only say that because I remember, so I did try watch it before, but I don't know, I just felt like what was happening was just very unrealistic, and I was like, you know what, I don't know what kind of acting this is. So I just stopped. So when I did go back to it and I binged it, it was just like one of those things. It's like a show that's like, it's quite long. It has like 3 seasons, but there's like 20 something episodes. So I would give it 6.5. I'd say stick with it, and you'll enjoy it. I think it can make you be like, I'm not watching this, but if you just want something light-hearted, easy to watch it. So the next show I'm going to talk about is Great News, and this show is very just wholesome. It's about this lady who works at a news network, and her elderly mother she's like very involved in the daughter's life, who works at the news network, and then she ends up getting an internship at the news network, and she's like the oldest intern there. Like, it's just cute to watch. Like, it's just very easy. It's just an easy show to watch. And it's really funny. There's different like things that go on. So yeah, I'd give that show like a good 6 out of 10. It's like not my favorite, but it's just like, it's just very wholesome content, and it's just like you see like the dynamic between the mother and the daughter, and the mom's just she's just so extra, she's so involved, but it's like, it's just funny to watch. So the last show I'm going to talk about is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. So this show is chaotic. It has the most chaotic energy I've ever watched in a show. It's a show that I watched like back in the day and I stopped watching it, but then I don't know, like recently I just watched it again and there was more seasons, so I was able to like binge it. But yeah, it's just like very chaotic energy. So pretty much the way the plot of the show goes is there's this lady who pretty much was in a cult for years and years, and she gets rescued, and then she ends up having to like live in New York City with this guy, and his name's Titus, and he basically carries the show. Like, he's so funny, and yeah, it's just like there's just so much that happens in the show. It's so like, she's very like weird, very weird, very awkward, but it's like quirky and it's funny. So yeah, it's just like it's a good watch if you like chaotic things. That's what I would say. So I'd give the show like 6.4. Like, it's not my favorite show, but it's like, just if I want something that is just like, what is happening, or like I just want something that's just weird and chaotic and quirky and awkward, yeah, it's a good show. You like that kind of content. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Go binge watch all of the content I have said. If you just want to watch something that's lighthearted, it's very easy, funny, and if you want me to do like more Netflix show recommendations, listen, I'm your girl, I've got you. So I might do more, like different kind of like genres. So because I talked about lighthearted shows, maybe I can talk about like action shows or comedy shows or like things like that, or movies and things like that, things I've watched on Netflix. So I might do that. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section. If you like the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed already, subscribe so you can keep up to date with all my content, and I shall see you in my next video.